Yo.
Let's just take a second to admire the picture behind me.
Turn up your mic, man. Nobody can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you now.
Let's just take a second to admire the picture behind me. All right, we're back again. Hey, everybody, we're back. Island Boys Football Talk. Ready to talk some football with you guys. You got your two co-hosts on tonight. You got C Money representing the first place San Francisco 49ers.
All we do is win,
And,
baby. All we do is win.
and I'm Streety representing the new and improved Carolina Panthers. And Jizzle is currently at his game in Lincoln Financial Stadium. So he'll be back on with us on Tuesday. But week 12, for the most part, is in the books. There's two more games left, Sunday night and Monday night. And we had some good games, had some surprise games. We had some you kind of expected games. But for the Panthers and 49ers, they came out victorious.
The W's. It's all about the W's.
And for the most part, for me, I'm gonna try and disappear myself every time on the screen, so my man Sammy D could get all the fame that he truly deserves. Because going into the game, going into Saturday yesterday's show, Shane wasn't too confident in Sammy D. Neither was KG, but Sammy D says, "Who really cares? I got Streety on my side," and Sammy D played it for Streety. So we had a good game, a very well played Carolina game against the Broncos, and then the 49ers had a very I, so she don't have to tell me if it was easy, well executed, hard. I don't know. As far as I know, the Saints ain't score nothing. That's all I know.
El
So
Blanco.
so when we get to Shane to talk about that, he'll tell us how that game actually went. But we'll start with the 1 o'clock game, which is the Panthers and Broncos. And it's like I was telling Shane yesterday. I feel this is a better version of Sam Donald. Before the game, just saying that last year he started 3-1 and then it kind of like just imploded after that. But it wasn't. I kept saying I wasn't putting all on him. He made some bad throws, but we had the worst rated line last year with like the most lineup changes, different starting linemen, and he lost McCaffrey. So it just wasn't balanced last year. But this year we have our left guard, left tackle, right guard, and right tackle hasn't missed a snap the entire year. Our center Bozeman, he came in about 5 games ago because F-line had season-ending hip surgery. So there's continuity there. And the line is playing good. Sam Donald didn't get sacked at all this week. And it just looks like he's more humble. He kind of understands the games better. And I know Shane and KG picked Denver to beat us. But there's no way Denver was going to beat us with that offense that they have. They rank last in offensive production. They rank last for a reason.
I ain't playing nobody.
Yeah, you ain't play nobody either, but I just saying. So, but Sam Donald, the way he played, didn't actually do much. Just keep the game in check. Um, I think he threw 2 touchdowns and then ran for one. Well, he rolled in for one. He fumbled it and then take it up and roll it in. But that was a play design to roll it in. So we look very good, and I'm not gonna only give him the credit. Deontay Foreman played a very well game, another 100-yard rushing game for him. DJ Moore was outstanding. The line protected very well, and our defense made Russell. I think this is one of his worst career ratings as a quarterback. So overall, I mean the Broncos are not a good team, but that's not our concern. Cause I'll take a page of Kashi's book. It's not our fault they put us to play them now or whatever. So you play who come up on your thing. Now Sam is already being named the starter going in after the boy, and my only issue with the game today is I still don't like McAdoo's scheme to a certain extent, and then Steve Wilkes' hesitation. I believe, and don't quote me on this, Sheen, I believe because the Panthers has a good defense with good pieces, you don't have to keep Wilkes as the head coach. You need to bring in an offensive guy because whoever that offensive guy tabs as the defensive coordinator, defense is gonna always be good because the pieces there in defense. You need somebody. No, they're saying that Tepper wanted like an experienced offensive guy to be the next head coach. They said he's also looking at like up and coming like Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, and then a few others too. So uh, I like Steve Wilkes, but I don't think he's gonna help the offense that much. The strength is the defense, so you could bring anybody in to manage the defense. We don't know who's gonna be offense, but we'll look at that further down. But based on today, I still would like to see us throw the ball a little bit more. Yeah, I think they're still cautious of us throwing. But remember, I was telling you today, Sheen, that we will run the ball so effective. You need a one play action, you'll get everybody fooled. So you gotta be able to do some play actions at times and keep everybody honest. The one good thing on Saturday was Donald took a shot down the field to DJ Moore. So it's good because it keeps everyone honest. It keeps everyone there. And we ran the ball well. Everyone played pretty good up to standards. And what was it? What the score? I can't remember the score. I think 21 or
23-10.
23-10. Yeah. So we what can I say? Two touchdowns and then three field goals. They scored a touchdown with like 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Russell Wilson had like 20 yards passing in the first half, 80 yards, 70 yards in after three quarters. So we took care of a bad team, and you know the saying: good teams need to take care of beat the bad teams that are on your schedule. So we had a good one today. We have a boy next week. We'll be looking at that boy. But this is gonna really tell us how good of a team we are because look at this sheet here. Here's our next 5 games. We 4-8, which is that's 12 games. So here's our next 5 games for you: Seattle, Detroit, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, Tampa Bay. What do you think our record could be there?
Say that again.
Seattle, Detroit,
Detroit,
Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh.
New Orleans,
No, I mean,
and Tampa Bay.
I think you gotta lose two of those 5 games.
I think we could go 4-1.
I think you're gonna lose to Seattle. I think you're gonna lose to Detroit.
Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh, we gonna shut down the high powered offense. I
Like
think we're
said,
gonna listen 4-1.
3-2.
You say 3-2, I say 4-1. We just remember them quotes: 3-2, 4-1. But I do think this last 5 weeks is gonna show us what the team is made of, and that's gonna ultimately decide if Steve will keeps the job. I know Tepper is very high on him right now, but those 5 games are winnable games, all. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, I'm very pleased. Like I was telling you all day today, I was very happy with the performance of the team. We looked pretty good. We protected our home turf. Denver was coming in very bad on offense. They still had the number 2 defense in the league, but we were able to run the ball, control the line of scrimmage, make the plays when we needed, and we came up with what you say a 23-10 victory. And I'm not going to take no shine away from no one. I'm pleased with everyone. I'll give Steve Wilkes his credit. I'll give McAdoo his credit. But so I'm pleased. I'm happy. Concerns from the game, like I say, a little better play calling at times. Get your wide receivers more involved, more. That's my only thing. But outside of that, no, I'm fine. I'm really pleased about how we played today, taking care of a bad Denver team. And Russell, when all his days in the NFC, he did a lot of damage to us playing for Seattle. So it's nice to always get back at him now. I don't care if he's on a bad team. That's not our business. I think that kind of like that probably sealed the deal for Nathaniel Hackett as a head coach. They'll probably relieve him of his duties at the end of the season. But we are what are we? 4-8. Technically, we only we're 1.5 games back of the division. Call it however you want, Sheen. You're still in the division race. I think we played 12 games. The Buccaneers
11.
played 11. Just check one thing for me. See who's the Buccaneers playing next week. We got
Um,
a boy. So who's the Buccaneers playing next week?
Buccaneers are playing. I think they're playing Sunday night. The Saints.
Ooh, I if the Saints could come out and pull something here, then we'll be 1 game back of the Buccaneers for the division.
But the Saints would. Y'all play the Saints yet?
We done beat the Saints already, but the Saints only got three. The Saints got 3 wins or 4 wins too. So
Saints got 4 wins, so they would leapfrog y'all if they beat the Buccaneers.
right, but I mean to say like if the Buccaneers win, they'll have 2 games over us.
Yeah.
If they lose, they'll have 1 game. We'll all of them will have 5 wins. We'll be technically 1 game. I remember we 3-1 in the division.
Right.
So any tiebreakers will go by division wins. So I don't want to look too far down the stretch, but next week's game, while I'm on a boy, I need the Saints to actually take care of business. Can they do it? You say Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Can they do it? We'll have to see. But Carolina has still a glimmer of hope to the playoffs by virtue of the division, nothing else. Because they ain't getting no wild card. But it's not our fault that our division sucks. You just got to deal with it and keep playing ball and see what happens. But like I said, Victory Sunday, I don't get to say too often. I got to say it 4 times in 12 weeks. So I'm gonna be glad when I do see it, and I'll be happy when I get up tomorrow, God's way on Monday, to know that I got a dub in the corner. So congrats to the Carolina Panthers on taking care of business on Russell. So now with that, we're gonna shift it over to the next winning side, which is the San Francisco 49ers, and you will have to tell me how that game went from your point of view.
Another defensive, outstanding performance by the Finals and D'Amico Ryans, where the Saints ain't score a single point. Zero. Zilch. Nil. Net. Nin. 0 points in 4 quarters of football. That's what I'm talking about, right? The offense wasn't our super offense. We only scored 13 points, 1 touchdown, and then 2 field goals. But um, the running game was ineffective. Kudos to the Saints. They got some good players on defense. We made
Yep.
a lot of classy mistakes too. A lot of penalties. Again, and we just couldn't get a mojo. Kyle couldn't get it. He couldn't get a mojo going. The play calling was there, but the execution, was short-handed. A lot of pressure on Jimmy. Jimmy got hit a lot. I don't know why we were allowing so much hits on Jimmy, but he got hit a lot. Even one time he got hit, I took a helmet to the knee, and my heart sank for a little bit because I was like, oh my gosh, we ain't got no quarterbacks left. Elijah Mitchell went out again. Look like he got sprained MCL, and then McCaffrey was kind of banged up as well. He took a couple plays off as well, and then Debo playing with a bum hammy. So it was like, the offense was iffy.
Mm,
They still did what they had to do, but our defense, you know, were lights up, and offense gave them enough points where the defense would hold. I think we had 3 red zone stops, and 2 times we had turnovers, and one time was a turnover on downs. But we had 2 fumbles in the red zone where we kind of, we took that game away from those guys, and it shut down Kamara. Kamara was shut down completely. They tried bringing the Taysom Hill. We shut that down. He didn't really do nothing. We shut down Olave. We shut down Andy Dalton, which ain't much to talk about shutting down Andy Dalton, but you know, all around effort. Offense was sloppy. Defense stood up. I think the defense got two penalties for the game late. A couple of them were kind of bullshit, but we played hard on defense, and I was expecting to be a more comfortable game from an offensive side, but it turned out to be a little. I mean, I wasn't never worried because they never posed a threat to like. It wasn't like they scored and it was like 13-7, so I wasn't worried or nothing like that.
Yeah.
It was always 13 nothing, but I was kind of like disappointed that we didn't put up at least a 30 ball on them. We didn't score 30 points on them, but I could see why, and then I see Shanahan kind of holding back because his the team was starting to get nicked up. We're taking licks, we're taking a lot of hard lashes, and we got to worry about the future. So he kind of hold back. He tried to throttle down the offense a little bit, um, and just leave the defense do what they do and stuff like that. But otherwise, a little disappointing if you're a hardcore 49 fan because you really wanted to see the team dominate the Saints. But I got always take a W, good, bad, ugly, or whatever. I gotta just take the win. The win is what
Yeah.
count. You know what I'm saying? We 7-4. Everybody in the division lost today, so we gain a ground on everybody because we're the only team that beat everybody in the conference so far in our division so far. So we have that advantage. Plus, we're first place. So even if people win, they can't get that advantage because we already beat them once. We beat the Rams twice, we beat the Cardinals once, we beat the Seahawks once. So the Seahawks lost.
You ain't gonna win. You ain't gonna always win pretty. So sometimes you
Right,
gotta take the ugly losses.
right. And then we got. I think we have a big matchup next week against the Dolphins, against their high-powered offense.
Yeah, that gonna be
Um,
a good matchup.
right. And the problem is that we know each other. That'll be the problem. You know what I'm saying? McDaniel was our offensive coordinator. Shanahan was McDaniel's head coach. So we know each other. So it's gonna be a chess game. And I think it'll come down to I gotta say they have better offensive weapons than us. Even though we have a lot, they have better skill position offensive weapons than us. With the Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. You know, we may have more weapons, but I think they have better skill position weapons. Um,
But I don't know, I'm sorry, just Tyreek Hill and Waddle. I mean, you guys got Debo, you got are you who's their third? I don't even know who their third receiver is. At least you guys got Joanne Jennings, who's big on third downs for you. Tight end, you guys still have Kittle, Jaceke. He's not as involved in the offense like the other like before, which means he's gonna. I don't think they're gonna resign. He's playing on a franchise tag. He probably got on this thing, but um, it could stack up real good in now.
now it doesn't think coming to a chess match. You know what I'm saying? Then coming to execution and everything. The one thing I was kind of disappointed in win today was the sacks. We had one sack on Andy Dalton. It's like really, you know what I'm saying? So it's like next week we need to really, 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 really. I want to put some pressure on tour. Bossa had one sack today. That's it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Nobody else had a sack. But next week, I think we get back. I think Armstead next week. I think we're playing on a set of caution today, and Armstead didn't play today. But I think next week we get Armstead. Still no one at Ken Law, but I think he's supposed to return sometime soon too. I think he have to return because either that he gonna end up being last of the season. Um, but we should have back Armstead and Ibuka play today. But it still is like I didn't see that pass or that ferocity on the pass such like I normally see today against the Saints, which I thought we'd see more pin the airs back and kind of put more pressure on the Dalton, but we played a safe route. I don't know what was going on.
hmm
The Quanez have to know what's going on. I'm just a fan, but a little disappointing the sacks. I like the win. It was a commanding win because they didn't score a point. It just wasn't a dominant win from an offensive perspective, like everybody would see. It was a football win, two scores, and then we control the game. You know what I'm saying? So
but
it,
that's
it
the thing because you don't think that the Saints would have put up more than 10 points probably max on you guys. Dalton
right,
ain't gonna do nothing. The team ain't
right.
like how it used to be. So
Like I said when we were watching the game, the second half come around and they didn't put up a point yet, and I was like, oh, they're in trouble because we haven't let no team has scored against us in the second half in the last 3 games. So now
mm,
this is the fourth game. Now you coming on, you haven't scored in the first half, and you really think you're gonna play in the second half, I think that's when D'Amico gets hot. D'Amico reads what's going on. He understands the adjustments, and he makes the adjustments in the second half. But he was doing so well in the first half. I don't think he really did any adjustments in the second half.
I don't
You know what I'm
think
saying?
so.
And just continue doing what he was doing. He wasn't sending no pressure. He sent one or two blitzes maybe, but not much. And we're just covering up Dalton and making Dalton try to beat us. And that didn't happen. So
And that's
kudos
the
to the
thing.
kudos to the defense.
Stop McCaffrey, and then not McCaffrey, sorry. Stop him,
Come
Kamara,
on,
and making Dalton beat you gonna always be a recipe for success because Dalton ain't beating nobody
right.
around here.
And I think we took Kamara out of the game when when he had that early fumble. I think from the time he had that early fumble, his head wasn't in the game, and and that was it. And then he fumbled again in the third quarter. So I know he will head out of the game. You know, so we took that major weapon out of the game. Olave is still a youngster. He coming up in the rankings. He know Michael Thomas. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of locked down, put a safety on top of him, and that was locked down. And then from there, they really had nowhere else to go. Landry ain't the same Landry that he was. You know what I'm saying? He had, this shot, dinking dunks, but that's all they did. And
Yeah.
then everything went in the hands of Andy Dalton, and then just had to uncover that no points. So dominant performance. We've won 4 games straight in a row. Miami has to come to town. Like I said, we're on our home run right now. We have today was the first of 3. So we played the Saints today at home. Tomorrow next week we got the Dolphins, and then the week after that we got the Buccaneers. Who, KG was talking about the Brady's back. I didn't see it today. I don't know if you saw it today. I didn't see it today.
What you say?
Brady is back.
How he figure?
That's what I'm saying. It's like I told him I'm gonna need to see what happened this week. Cause he was judging off of last week game. And I want to judge off of this week game, and I don't think Brady's back. I think Brady still got issues with that team. That team ain't playing, up to par. And I think when he have to face our defense I should obliterate his offensive line. We gotta see. So right now though, the focus of Miami, I'm a little iffy on that game. I think that game will go 50-50, only because we know each other so well. So I'm a little worried about that game. But if we come out with a win over that game, I think we go undefeated for the rest of the season.
Well, I mean, we keep taking it 1 week at a time. Like I said, I can put my feet up next week and just relax and watch some football. But you guys are gonna play. That's gonna be a very, very interesting game. I'll probably tune into that game as well because that game should be really good. But like we said, these times now every game counts. So you guys won and everybody in the division lost, which means
Yep.
Rams are basically out of it. Cardinals are basically out of it. Seahawks are 1 game behind. Technically 2 because they lost the game against IU.
Correct.
You played them once or twice already. You gotta
Once.
play them again
We got
once.
to play them
So
again. Yep.
technically it's a 2 game lead because you'll hold the tiebreaker until that last game.
Correct.
So everyone's playing for something now. So every game matters, every game counts in. As we wind down to the end of the season, we're gonna see what really happens. Who watched the thing? Because technically the Seahawks are still in the thick of the wild card, so they're still playing for a lot. But like I said, all wins around the board, all W's, all positive notes. Sometimes you're not gonna always win perfect, and you gotta take the wins in every different way. It just shows you that your team can win different ways. So when one thing is struggling, the other one can help.
Yep.
Today for the Panthers, everyone was on point except for that one fumble from the punt. I would say that the defense helped the offense helped the defense, special teams helped the defense. In your case, the offense did enough. Maybe you'd like them to do more, but the defense handled their business and kept the team going. So
Correct. We gave the defense a lead, and the defense supported that lead as they should. If
exactly.
you being the number 1 defense in the league, you need to hold that. You know what I'm saying? So if your offense give you a 2 score lead as being the number 1 defense, you need to show up and hold that. Unless what I'm saying. So and they did that. Maybe a little bit more pressure on the defense than we want to because we want to give them a comfortable lead, especially with all the offensive weapons that we have. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people gonna comment on. That's what people because oh, all the offensive weapons y'all had, y'all only scored 13 points against the Saints. And I was about that though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Chris McCaffrey was banged up, Debo was banged up. You know what I'm saying? Elijah Mitchell was banged up. You can't produce, you can't get his guys to produce 100% when they're banged up. You always gotta
Yeah.
look at a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this 2 point lead. Kyle Shanahan probably tapped D'Amico on his hip and said, "Hey, it's on you. My guy's banged up. I ain't trying to
Yep.
injure anybody." You know what I'm saying? So
So again, we got another key games coming up, and I mean, there was a lot of games that had. There was he ain't gone to the game yet.
he lit. Got a game done. Game
Oh,
done
that's why I
start.
don't understand. Well, he can't get in. Well, with our games, there's always consequences for other games as well. So there's a lot of games around the board. You had probably the biggest upset for us was the Jaguars and Ravens. Ravens win it with about 15 seconds
Jaguar.
left.
Jaguar.
Jaguars are winning it with 15 seconds left and went for it on two. They could have kicked it and just go the for the tie, not a tie, go for overtime. They ended up going for two. Bold move by Dougie P. He got nothing to lose,
Right.
and they got it, and they beat the Baltimore Ravens, which was probably a stinger for the Ravens, seen as though the Bengals beat the Titans. So the Bengals right up under the Titans.
That was a
I
shock.
mean, not really a shock, but I mean, like I said, you want to win games that you should win, but losing that game, now the Bengals and the Ravens right there next to each other
Yep.
in the division. So that's a tough. That's gonna be a tough finish for both of them. Titans. And the good thing about the Titans, they ain't got nobody competing with them in the AFC South, so they gonna win the division regardless. Mm, the Chargers pulled out a little comeback,
A late win.
a late win, getting the field, getting the touchdown, and then going for two with
Mhm.
16 seconds left. Justin Hubbard had a really good game. So that helped them. What other games? The
The
Raven,
Ra-
not the
the
Raven, the Raiders.
the Browns beating the Buccaneers.
Browns beat the Buccaneers. Yeah, and then that's the thing. Isn't it next week that Deshaun comes back?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But do you start the shine though?
You're gonna
Does it
have to.
make sense?
You
You
gotta
pay all
man.
that money, right? You pay all that money. You better well start him.
If you give a man 4 years, 250 mil or something like that, you're gonna have to start the man.
He ain't play in almost 2 years.
It
Use
don't
four.
matter.
Yeah, I know. I ain't saying that's a bad. I'm just saying. I make a reference. He ain't playing almost 2 years. Use 4 and 7. You gotta lose. You might as well start him. You might as well start him, get him bugs out so he can come in the next year, hit the ground running. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And then
But
that's a
that mean you just tanking the season now then.
not if you pay all that money for superstar quarterback.
So who you think Brissett gives you the best chance to win?
I think he does because of the rust. You ain't played an NFL game since 2020.
And I agree with that, but I just think that I just know that they're gonna I just can't see now that he's back. You
I
have
can't
to
see right.
just
I can't see him having on the bench. I can't see you sitting all that money on the bench.
right.
You know what I'm
And then
saying?
remember his base salary is only 1 million this year. So because they the way they did the contract, they knew he was going to be suspended this year. So the base start. So the only one is just it goes up to 40 million guaranteed next year. But I think Brissett, they're what? I think they're like 5-8 or something, five and
4 and 7.
seven, 4-7.
4 and 7.
So you might as well start him from now because you're not playing. What are you playing for? He needs the live reps anyhow and build and learn to build consistency and work within their scheme. That's
Yeah.
another thing. Suppose Stefanski in there next year. I don't think they'll fire Stefanski because he hasn't played with Deshaun yet, but just get him in, get him playing, and just get going. You may as well do it from now. Because what's the point of keeping Brissett in now? So they'll have to do that. Other games, the Mike White era has started in New York.
30 points. 30
The,
points. They put
the
up.
guy the guy threw for 200 yards in the first half. Zach Wilson must have able total 200 yards in the last three games.
Right.
So you had that one. You had a very good one with the Raiders and Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Jacobs had over 200 yards rushing, including that like 90 something, like a 90-yard touchdown run to end the game.
Seal
The
it
Chiefs took care of business
as we thought they would.
against the alien Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Washington took care of business
As they should.
against the Falcons. I'm
The,
missing
Dolph-
any.
the Dolphins destroy the Texans.
Dolphins took care of the Texans very easily. I'm missing anything in the games.
I think you had said something about the Arizona Chargers, but they didn't finish. The Chargers beat the Cardinals with a 2-point conversion there in the end.
Yeah, they did that. Chargers won there, so I think they're 6-5 now. Back over 500. Well, I think that's all the games because you had three games yeah,
Thursday, yeah.
on Thursday. So I think that's all the games for today. And then the Eagles just scored Kenneth Gainwell with a rushing touchdown. And then tomorrow you'll have Indianapolis and Pittsburgh to end of
Well,
week 12. And then as always, when we come back on Tuesday, we'll give our final say to week 12, look forward to week 13, and then give out our game balls and trash bags and see who's won week 12 picks, because I probably got a good chance. I probably up to 80% in terms of winning this one.
hello. I don't want to hear nothing about no Sammy getting the game ball come Tuesday.
Well, you just stole my thunder because that's the ball. No.
Nah.
Okay, so I can give an honorary ball for Sammy D.
Why?
The guy has been waiting all season
Yeah.
after them try to injure, broke off his ankle.
You got
After
you got 2 days to get right, okay? 2 days to get
I'm
right.
giving him the honorary ball, and I'll give somebody else the game ball.
I can't deal with it.
But I got somebody else to get a game ball.
Yeah, I got a lot of people gonna get a game ball.
No. JJ Hansen, our long snapper, just tied the record for most games ever played by a Carolina Panther, 221 games today. So he gets the game ball.
I ain't got no sound bites on this thing. Get the fuck out of here, that shit.
He 221 games here for one team.
A long snapper, she there?
You don't pay them too. How much times you lose a game because the snap was bad? Okay, thank you. So I got 2 honorary game balls, Sammy D and them, and then I'm gonna look for more game ball person.
I think you got something to do Tuesday. You need to miss the show.
No, I need my apology. And then for everyone that knows, Shane promised me an apology if Sammy D came out and balled on Sunday. He said it on the show on Saturday. You can go and look it up. Sammy D came out and balled, so we're gonna get a professional public apology on Tuesday from Shane questioning Sammy D.
We did a definition of ball.
Like I said, Shane will come out with a professional apology on Tuesday for Sammy D.
Come down with something.
Because it's evidently clear that I told him.
Might be sick on Tuesday.
I told him and KG, how dare you go and pick the Broncos when you see the Broncos in a horrific state? You've got the faith that the Broncos gonna be the Panthers. Just because I was talking a lot about Sammy D, you guys refused to pick the Panthers. Now you guys made me go there and pick Green Bay against Philadelphia, just to control, just because of my anger. But like I said, another week 12, we come down to the last stretch, the last quarter of both. We got 6 more games, 6 more weeks.
6 more weeks.
6 more weeks of football. So like I said, the playoff push is ready to get going. Luckily for Shane, he's in first place in his division, and he has 2 more home games coming up back to back.
Yep. And
then we have the Panthers have a bye this week, and then let's see where we stand in another week when it comes to playing the 7-4. Could be 8-4 or 7-5 Seahawks when we get to it. So it's a lot of things to look forward to. We'll do some more analysis of the games on Tuesday, but we have to be pleased. 2 wins in the column for us. and then KG's looking to close it out with a sweep for the guys on the show against the Green Bay Packers tonight. But that's more than likely everything I got. I don't know in terms of any injuries for San Fran coming out of the
Uh,
game.
Elijah Mitchell sprained MCL. Um, More evaluation, but don't look too serious.
Okay, I don't think we had any injury concerns. Someone did like an illegal black and bear buns and he went off limping, but he came back in the game, so it's fine. Aaron Rodgers just get picked. Shame, shame, shame.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
I don't know what he doing, but yeah, injury concerns not much from us. In terms of football news, the only thing I know about really is Allen Robinson is out for the season, foot
Yep.
surgery. I know they had this thing that we were talking about, the Odell Beckham thing. I don't have to read into there more to find out on there, but any other thing that you know about in terms of the NFL news?
No, I think that was it. Other than Odell had a little mishap on a plane, but it looked like it was overreacted. So, but other than that, no.
All right, so like I said, Tuesday we'll be back on. Everyone will be back on. We'll have Jizzle back talk about his game. Me and Shane will give a wrap up of our game at week 12, and then we'll give a wrap up of week 12 in general with our awards, trash bags, and points, and then look at week 13. I have no idea, Shane, who's playing that Thursday night game.
I just said Buffalo, New England.
Ooh. So Buffalo against New England for week 13. So, I mean, like I said, a good day for us with teams coming out. Victoria. That's what, at the end of the day, you play to win the game. I don't want to hear anything about draft positioning and so
Right.
too far. There's too much games to be played to be worried about. If I at week 10, week 11, looking at draft positioning, you ain't a real fan. That means you don't want to see progression from your team. So I want to see us go there and execute and win. Cause that shows you that your team has fight. Usually when you to the top of the one thing I like to see, usually when you to the top of the draft list, right? It usually means that you're more than one piece away from thing. That's what people fail to understand. When you drafted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're more than one piece away from being really good. So people need to stop this. At week 10 looking for draft position. I want to hear that.
Right.
I'll look at it when the time comes. So we'll see what happens with that. But outside of that,
Look like Philly just scored again.
yeah, Miles Sanders. Outside of that, that's it for me. I got nothing else going. I'll enjoy my Monday and Tuesday with Victory Monday, Victory Tuesday until we come back on the show. Shane will as well, and we'll see if he's so far so good for him.
Yep.
And then we'll get back on the show on Tuesday to wrap up week 12.
So, yep. So with that, we'll see you on Tuesday. Talk about this game going on tonight, and then we'll talk about the Monday night game, Pittsburgh and Indianapolis.
Yep.
All right. Peace out till Tuesday.
Peace.